I'm a little surprised you didn't run off. I know you were tied up, but I wasn't sure if the ropes were tight enough. After all, I haven't done this in quite a while. You see, I don't get many visitors, if you couldn't tell from the dust. This room doesn't get used often. Well, throwing yourself to me to protect that village was definitely a change of pace. I haven't had a human step foot on this estate in years. Not one with still a beating heart, at least. What do I want from you? Well, a multitude of things. But for now, we'll be focusing on is... But for now, all we'll be focusing on is breaking the ice. I never get to sit down and chat with anyone. You can't exactly say no. So, let me ask you this. What drove you to do such a noble thing? To step between a village of weak helps people and a vampire about to slaughter one of them. Do you have a death wish? Are you so selfless that you're willing to take the risk for these people? Was a loved one among those people you saved? Did you want to be a hero? Tell me, are you brave or simply an idiot? You really are some martyr, aren't you? Or at least you wish you were. What I mean is, you aren't dying tonight. No, no, I'm not letting you die. Not yet, at least. You just got here. Do you want to know how many rooms are in this building? Well, I'm telling you anyway. There's 15. It's mostly just extravagant hallways and decor. It makes you think that there's more space than there actually is. Not that 15 rooms isn't a small amount, just small for an estate, I suppose. This estate has been my humble abode for the past few decades, I believe. Somewhere between 20 and 50 years, I know that for sure. I inherited it when another vampire who owned it mysteriously disappeared. Isn't that strange? Poor Henry, may he rest in pieces. He lived a long life. He never told me his age, but I could tell from his appearance that he was relatively old. White hair, eyes such a dark red they were nearly black. The lighter the hair, the redder the irises, the older the vampire. Fun fact. Henry met his maker around... how many years ago? I mean, look at me, light grey hair and eyes. Care to take a guess? Somewhere in the 70 to 90 range. What year is it? That makes me either 72 or 73. I'm younger than I thought I was. That prick has only been dead for a few decades. I haven't had any reason to keep track of the years. At a certain point, your internal clock just fades. Moving on from that, you know it's tough finding ways to feed when you're barely interacting with humans. I usually feed off small animals, squirrels, mice, the works. But those aren't quite fulfilling. They get the job done, but there's something much better. That's why I decided to venture out to the village for the first time in years, to grab a bite of something truly worthwhile. What's with that look? Now is not the time to get antsy. I can hear your heart pounding. It's intriguing, isn't it? You don't need to tell your heart anything, it just knows when to start pumping harder. Like its own separate entity that finds a home in your chest. Kind of like you, if you think about it. You are your own entity, acting alone, sitting in the middle of the house, a heart within a heart. A heart that pumps liters of blood every minute. Have you ever heard anyone say that the blood in your veins is actually blue? And has anyone else told you that it's actually a lie? That's right, you just can't trust anyone these days. It really is. The claim is that the blood is blue in your veins, and when it makes contact with oxygen, it oxidizes, becoming red. That's why your veins are blue. But if you think about it, blood in a syringe is red, and a syringe is an oxygen-free vacuum. Not to mention, veins can also be green or purple. Does that mean people really have purple blood? I don't know who started that myth, but it's shocking they managed to fool so many people. Of course I know a lot about this stuff. I used to be a doctor, and of course, I am a vampire. You didn't forget about that already, did you? Shouldn't it be hard to forget when you're tied down to a chair? The vampire thing, not the doctor thing. I wasn't expecting you to know that. If you ever have some time to kill, which after today will likely be always, I could always entertain you with some of the interesting cases I dealt with on the clock. May I ask you something? What is your name? Well, you'll warm up eventually, unless you're planning to give me the cold shoulder for the rest of your stay here. Oh yes, I'll be keeping you here for around... You know what? We'll decide specifics later. Now, what are your hobbies? Reading, music, chess? I have a chessboard. What do you like to do other than sacrificing yourself to save lives? Yes, sacrificing yourself. You didn't think I brought you here for tea, did you? Never fear. I've already told you, your life will be spared. I just want a little taste. Oh, shh, 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 shh. Don't panic. Don't shake. Don't cry. Not yet. Do you like this sort of music? I hope you do, as it's all I ever play. What sort of music do you listen to? I don't think I've listened to that stuff in years. I wonder how music has changed over the years. Not just music, really everything. Sometimes I look down on the village below me and wonder what humans are up to nowadays. I could just assimilate into society, but look at me, so far removed from humanity that I could never pass for a human. I mean it. Here, take a look into my eyes. Look into my eyes. Do you think these eyes could ever possibly pass as the eyes of a human? A creature with flesh, blood, and a pulse. I can see your answer in your eyes. Alright, precious. Fun's over. For you, at least. I am parched. Oh, and now you want to go back to the music. I'm sorry, but you can't stall me any longer. Maybe tomorrow, but right now there's other business to attend to. Do not move. If you do, you might make me hit something important and you'll bleed out. I don't think this is where and how you want your life to end. I was already planning to keep you with me, but after that, I know I can't let you go anywhere. The taste of blood never fails to impress me, but that was incredibly satiating. I'm not sure if it's because you're the first human I've fed from in years, or if it's something about you in particular, but my word, I needed that. Oh, and you look a little dizzy. Here, let me untie you. I'll take you to your bed. I'll see you in the morning, but don't get out of bed until I come back. You might fall over from the blood loss, and if you try to leave before I come to wake you up tomorrow, I will catch you. And as a consequence, I will take a second bite. But that'll only be an issue if you go out of your way to betray my word. And that won't be an issue, right? That's what I thought. Now, get some sleep. I don't want to spoil the fun, but tomorrow will be quite a busy day. Good night, and sweet dreams.